All right, Georgia Tech and Virginia, not a necessarily great game on paper, but definitely one worth talking about. You got to be proud for Virginia, proud of Virginia, what they've done this season, considering the tragedy last year that really left the program shaken, the campus shaken, and uh, you know the team coming into the season with a lot of you know bummer here. Yeah, they're 2-6, but boy, just seeing the way they played last week, it just felt real good, and it feels to me like Virginia is, making strides. So they won that game against Carolina 46-42 as a 12-point dog at home. Remember, they've won two of three now, including a win at Miami. So I think Virginia, safe to say, feels like to me they have made some big time strides here towards the middle of the season and getting better. And I expect from here Virginia to improve this year, next year. I think it's on the way up. It's already reflected, I think, in the line here this week. They're favored by 1.5 or 2 points. In fact, I saw it as high as three, but there's been some buyback here on Georgia Tech. Total feels way too high for me at 54.5. Let's make sure. Is that thing moved in the last no 54.5? Now when we were on the opening line show at Circa, this game opened up as low as 49.5, and when I saw that, I was actually okay with it at that point. Now I wasn't processing. I'm talking about when I got off the air. I wasn't processing it necessarily when I was on the show, but the fact that it's up to 54.5 right now has definitely caught my attention. Now, these teams have been going over all season, no doubt about it. But I don't know if against one another if that's going to necessarily result in the case, even though, I mean, Georgia Tech, they've gone over in seven of their last nine games dating back to last season. Let's see here. And for Virginia, they've gone 9-2-1 to the over, or I'm sorry, 6-2-1 to the over in their last nine games overall. Virginia scored 26 in the loss to Miami last week, but that was a cover. They also scored 31 in the win at North Carolina. But I feel like this game, to me, feels like a different type of game when playing each other here. And at 54.5, I'm going to end up on the under in this one. And let me see if I have a comparable game here for Georgia Tech. When they played at Wake Forest as a 3.5 point favorite, the final score was 30-16. That had a total of 59.5. Wake Forest was favored in that game, but it went well under by 15 and a half, 16 and a half points or so, 16 points, and ended up 30-16. So I'm going to end up on the under here in this one with Georgia Tech and Virginia.